Hi everybody from Munich, my name is Balazs and we have here the brand new Kazam Tornado 348 smartphone. This is one of the slimmest smartphones in the world with 5.15 millimeters of thickness. Now if this number seems familiar to you, yes, there is a company called Gioni with the eLife S5.1, which is exactly the same product in China. They produce it and Kazam is importing it to Europe and giving you a warranty, and is something really special, a really good deal. When you break the display in the first 12 months after you bought it and registered it, you will get the complete display warranty for free with it. So if you break the display in 12 months, you will get a new product right away. You don't have to pay a penny. That's why it costs 299 euros here in Germany, for example. And there's also a third company selling it here in Europe called AllView X2 Soul Mini is the name, for 100 euros less, but they don't have this special warranty. So if you think you can take good care of it, maybe you should look at that company to buy this. So these are the three names. Read them also in the description below, but now we will take a closer look at the device, what it can do, what does a slim smartphone like this look like, and how can you play on it, how can you shoot pictures with it, and maybe even browse the web with it. So you can see really quite slim device. We'll also do a little bit of comparison with an Apple iPhone 5S, for example, 6 Plus, and so on and so on. We have a few devices here on the table, so you guys will see in comparison the slimness and size of the phone. So let's start with the hardware a little bit, with the on and off switch and volume rocker. Yes, it's on the left side, which is quite unusual because usually we'll find it here on the right side. But here you have it just on the left side, so you can easily press it with your with this finger, or actually you can also do it, of course, if you're left-handed, with your left hand. Yes, on the top then we have actually nothing except for here a little antenna. Helper, because it's a full metal frame body, and of course the back and the front is plastic, but actually even Gorilla Glass 3 on the front, so it's also quite scratch proof and break proof. So we have here on the back one microphone, one 8 megapixel camera, and also one LED backlight. Then also speakers, and on the bottom we will find the micro USB port and your 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. So it barely fits on here, but actually they managed to put it on here. Another two antenna lines. Then we have also another microphone here, and then we have also the SIM card slot here, which is a micro SIM, not a nano SIM. And what's quite interesting is there's no micro SD slot, so you have to only use the 16 gigs of internal memory that Kazam is giving you, but that's actually usually enough because you have like 12 or 13 free, as you will see in a second when we go a little bit through the software. Speaker, 5 megapixel camera even on the front, which is really quite good for taking selfies, as you will see in a second. And what's quite great, I think, about this device is that we have here the home button right here, the back button, and the settings button also right there. So you don't need to waste any space on the screen with these buttons, how a lot of smartphones do nowadays, like for example the 200 euro Acer Liquid Jade, almost the same size as you can see, but there's no buttons here on the bottom. You have them all in the back. Or on the software, I mean, which is a little bit sad. I will do a comparison about that also later, and also, for example, with the Honor 6 by Huawei, also a $300 device, also again, buttons on the screen. Don't like that very much. What you get for your 300 to 200 bucks, depending on where you buy it, is, of course, here a little jacket, which is quite handy. It's a TPU jacket, which is quite good, so there is no scratches here on your nice little metal if you would drop it on the corners. Depending on from how high, of course, your display won't break. And also on the back has a little bit better touch to it than this glass or plastic feeling here on the back. Whereas there is actually a protection foil on it. You can see it a little bit here with the bubbles on the bottom. And I actually didn't take this off. This was on here by Kazam, quite nice. So they even help you with protecting your back cover from scratches with this foil if you don't want to use the cover, but you can also use this cover which is inside the box. What they also have you to do is protect your front screen, because there's a for free scratch resistant, or actually scratch protector little foil here inside the box, which is again quite nice. And yeah, that's actually all it that you will find here hardware-wise inside your Kazam Tornado 348 box when you will buy it, as we are already able to see in our unboxing video. So you can see I installed a few apps, but actually when you start your phone, it will basically look like this. Nothing fancy or special here except for this beautiful back picture on this HD screen. It's 1280 times 720 pixels. You can see here a few icons that are usually or mainly actually Google apps that are pre-installed, and I only put these 4 things here on here so you guys can see a little bit of gaming and benchmarking on the phone. There's also a radio inside. The battery has 2050 milliamps, and I think it's quite alright. You can just go home here, slide down here my notification bar, and you can see we have 83% battery right now. Then let's see how much battery we'll have at the end. Now we have 8 cores inside with 1.7 GHz and 1 GB of RAM, which seems like quite a lot. It's a MediaTek 6592 processor, and it's really fast for playing really nice games. But actually when you go here into more, you will see that sometimes there is a little bit of slowness going on here with the software animations. But I think this is the only place where I found actually the smartphone to be slow, except for when I go here just into simple settings with this same animation. When you go on the bottom and just drag it up, it seems a little bit like it would, while this is stretching, get a little bit slow, but it still looks a little bit funny, and I don't mind much that it's getting a little bit slow there. Now if you're already here, you can see they adjusted a little bit the settings, how it looks like, and actually I can show you guys the storage. I installed a few apps, so that's why we have only phone storage free, 8.5 gigs, and the system has 2.5 gigs right now for free. But actually the phone had 11 gigs for us to use. I don't know why it just got a lot brighter now. Actually I can turn off the auto brightness, I guess, just by pressing here, and then I can just drag this little thing here. And you can see the notifications, you can easily just clean it also up. And let's go just back here. There's Android 4.4.2 installed. So if I just go here all the way to the bottom, to About Phone, it just got an update today. So I guess some software fixes, so you can see this is actually really KitKat, and I think there will be a Lollipop update, but Kazam of course didn't tell us yet. So alright, let's go back here and check out a little bit more what we have inside here, like for example the camera. Camera, one of the most essential features on any smartphone. You can see here that we have a little bit of a low light situation going on. That's why the picture seems to be a little bit slow. Before it was a little bit brighter in here while the sun was shining, so the picture was a little bit fast in my German review video, but actually it's still fast enough so you can shoot really nice pictures, for example, of this little figurine. I can actually show you here some of my pictures I took today. So you can see here quite nicely the details, even the dust on the head of my little guy going on. There's my name, usually ZS, but that's not my fault. And you can even read the Lego thing here on the little block or my little table, which is quite nice. Now again, if you talk about low light, I shot a low light video while I was ice skating like I usually do in the winter. And you can see here people ice skate, and it's really a beautiful full HD picture with 30 frames per second. That's how good of a quality the back camera can record. This is no backlight on. That's a little bit of focusing here to my smartwatch. But you can see the full footage, this full footage actually on YouTube in the best quality of your display also available. So just check that out. And yeah, let's go back. Pictures, not that great. So usually I just take a video. That's my dad, for example. Usually I just take a video and then do a screenshot. That's usually a little bit better. And if you just take a look at the selfie camera on the front, I will show the quality also in a second. You can see me here and the 5 megapixels with all my beardness. And here in the back there's actually some oranges, and they also look quite okay. If you go really close, of course it won't look that good anymore, but actually that's a really tiny detail, as you can see in the back, and for an 8 megapixel camera that's totally fine. But enough about talking about the quality. Let's open up the camera again and let's just rotate it so you guys can see me here sitting in front of the GH4 or actually behind the GH4 and yeah, recording this video. You can see the quality is quite alright. I could even, I guess, zoom in and yeah, maybe check out also here the numbers on my camera. But that's not our focus right now, so let's just go out here. This was a little bit about the camera. How does the browser, for example, look like? And then we will do a little bit of gaming. So you guys can see I was looking a little bit for Halloween. Actually, not really. I just wanted to show off the keyboard a little bit again in my other video. Let's switch here to English and then I can show you, for example, that you can easily just drag here the letters around and write quite quickly things that you might want to write. And that may be a little bit longer. I don't know, some kind of cool English word like tornado. Yeah, you can just write it quite easily like that, or which is a lot faster than doing it this way. But, and especially if you have little misspells, that's again not that good, but I think the screen is still too bright for you guys to see, so this is maybe a little bit better. Anyhow, so this is how the browser looks like. Let's just rotate a bit so you guys can see that the 8-core processor is really fast enough. Figure out again, let's check out how fast it's in benchmarks. I already did the NT2 benchmarks, so I guys can show you a little bit the ranking list. So here are the top 20, I guess. I don't know why it's so slow sometimes here with NT2. So this is how many points it got. Almost 30, yeah, not almost 33,000, but it's all right. So if you go into the ranking list, or actually I like the bar chart the best, you guys can see it's right here, a little bit better than the HTC One of the first generation, a little bit less good than the LG G3, which had, I guess, 35,000, but not as good as also an S5 or a Note 4 or anything else in the list that's above here, but I guess that's totally alright for $300 or $200 US smartphone, especially since the Zenfone 5 cost also about the same. Alright, so if it's that good, let's do some gaming. I just played a little bit of Pirates today for an hour. Actually, keep in mind we had 83% battery. The screen is on right now for the whole time at, I think, mid brightness right now. And let's see actually how long the battery life holds. 6 hours of talking time is what they are telling us, by the way, here on the spec sheet, and 95.5 grams. So 96 grams is the weight. Not even 100 grams. You barely find smartphones nowadays that are less than 100 grams, but it's really quite nice that it's that light. But of course, I wouldn't have minded to have a little bit bigger battery and therefore a little bit heavier weight. Actually, let's do this quest here. Graphics won't look quite as good as here, but they look really good in this game. Actually, let me get a little bit closer and change the focus here so you guys can see while it's loading. And actually, while it's loading, I can show you guys the difference in thickness with the Apple iPhone 5S. There's quite a few millimeters of difference, as you guys can see. But of course, 4 inches versus 5 inches, again, a huge difference in terms of size. But you can see a little bit of similarities, I guess, in the design. But let's drive a little bit here with the ship. It's an action adventure, so there's a bit of a story here. So let's race to full bow, zoom out, and let's look at our beautiful ship. Look at that beautiful ship. You can also zoom in again a little bit, zoom out again a little bit. And let's go full bow behind that other ship right there. And then let's destroy some pirates. Or actually, we are the pirates, I'm sorry. Let's destroy some whatever other companies or countries we are following. And while the ship is blowing here through the winds, I can also show you here between the Huawei Honor 6, which has the same price, similar specs, that in terms of thickness, again, this is beautiful, the Kazam. And this is actually plastic on the bottom, this is metal. And again, size-wise, if you put both exactly on top of each other, the Kazam is a bit bigger, wee bit bigger, has a 4.8 inch screen. This has a 5 inch Full HD, but also 8 megapixel camera, front 5 megapixel camera, so about the same specs except for the display, but plastic, bigger battery, but and also micro SD slot might be nice. Check out my review on the Honor 6, but I still think this is way more beautiful. So what we have to do is follow that ship so the other ship doesn't see us, because it's never looking to the back. So we have to drive the same way. These are little missions here that we have to accomplish before we can destroy other ships. So what I can do is just go down here and then right there. Not that hard, but this is, I think, the second mission in the whole game. So let's just continue here, and let's destroy these boats. Yes. Tiny, tiny boats. And then you can see again a little bit of the graphics. I still think it's looking quite good for a smartphone with this thickness, that there's hardware like that already built in. Couldn't have imagined that for $200 a year ago. So let's shoot some other ships. That was quite bad. Let's try that again. Bam. Yes. Alright, I will just destroy one ship and then we can move on to our next game. Actually, I already have done that, so yeah, maybe I can just destroy the other one also. Doesn't take that long. But actually we are finished after that, because I showed you quite a bit. I can show you my iPhone 6 Plus comparison also then, and a few other phones in the same price range. Of course, iPhone is not exactly in the same price range, but I think that's what most people find interesting usually, because most people know those. But I actually also have a Samsung Galaxy Alpha here, which is a little bit more expensive, but also the same size. You can see here the back cover. It's a little bit smaller, but has a 4.7-inch screen. As you can see here, it has also a metal side, but you can see again when I put both on top of each other that the Kazam is way slimmer and nicer to just have in your hands. But of course, as I said, better camera, double flash, no actually single flash, but also here with a heart rate sensor, and otherwise it's actually quite similar of a phone. Here the Alpha by Samsung, they just take double the money. But enough sailing here. I could just choose a new ship now, which I don't want to do. So let's just go out here and do a little bit of comparison with the Apple iPhone 6 Plus. Actually, let me rearrange the focus again. There we go. So you guys can see, of course, a lot bigger. I don't have an iPhone 6 right now for you guys. I'm sorry about that. Have to do that a little bit later in a separate video, the comparison. But yes, I think it's quite easy to say which smartphone I would buy when I have $300 and don't want to wait 3-4 years till the iPhone 6 Plus is $300, because it will still take a while. But actually in thickness, the iPhone finally comes close, but the camera is sticking out, and a lot of people don't like that, so you should take the Kazam. Then again, the Liquid Jade, $200 smartphone, about the same specs, plastic back front, everything plastic, also quite light, not as light, but quite light. And in thickness, it seems slim, but it's not that slim. And yeah, that's actually already it with my review of the Kazam Tornado 348. Quite beautiful smartphone. I hope you like my little review. If you want to check out more about this device, you can look at my unboxing and maybe some comparison videos in my YouTube channel, and of course a lot of other smartphones like the Honor 6 that you might find interesting, or actually even I forgot this one, the Lumia 830, which is also in the same price range. Also metal around and also quite good looking, better camera, but of course Windows Phone, a few people might not like that. And in thickness, again, not a chance, but there's wireless charging built in, so that's probably why. So thank you much for watching again. This was the Tornado 348 or the X2 Soul Mini by AllView, or actually the original Gioni eLive S5.1 smartphone. This is temporary run here. I will just continue playing while you maybe check out the Amazon link on the bottom of this video. Till next time, please tune in again. Thank you much for watching, and my name is Balázs. Wow!